Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Melanie King. Bumble fires 40% of employees after Gen Z rejects feminist dating app. I wonder why. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's give that chow. It's chow time.
Shares of Bumble plunged as much as 11% to an all-time low Wednesday morning after the dating app gave a downbeat quarterly revenue forecast late Tuesday.
Parent Bumble reporting stronger revenue and user spending for the first quarter. Joining us right now with where she's swiping right. How do you like that? Swiping right in her own business.
ChatGPT.
Whitney Wolford, CEO of Bumble. It's very nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So we were talking, before we even talk about earnings, you just said something that was fascinating, that 6 out of every 10 couples are meet over a dating app. Is that really true?
Sounds about right.
Dating is now starting online, and this is normal. According to a Stanford study that was recently updated, it's 6 in 10 couples starting online now.
Do you get to track, by the way, people on Bumble to find out, is Bumble have a better hit rate is it 7 out of 10 for Bumble or 6,
So we don't have any way to, track every single couple that meets online. There's millions of interactions, at any given moment. And so we were actually in our office the other day combing through what felt like thousands of wedding invitations, and so many of them were actually Bumble themed with bees and hives and asking us to come to their wedding or their baby shower. It was
I saw some BS on this. I don't know very many people that use Bumble, nor do they meet through Bumble.
really remarkable, and so this is having real impact on people's lives. Dating is a very indestructible demand on a global basis. I mean, no matter what has happened throughout.
No, it is destructible. Men aren't willing to fucking go anymore. Men aren't willing to fork up the money nor the time and effort to deal with women anymore.
History, recessions or wars,
Even
prevails.
pandemics,
Love prevails.
And you probably.
So does hooking up and being a 304. It's indestructible. Hey guys, it's your girl Melanie. And that was 9 months ago with the CEO of Bumble, who, guess what? She's one of the co-founders of
Tinder.
What's that hoe app? What's that hookup app? What's the app that started the demise of Western dating culture as we know it and created 304s? Western women who only want the top chads, the 9-10 chads. The woman can be a 4-5, but that chad is going to Netflix and chill and knock her down, do a skeet down into her, use her as a
Melanie's
DNA
going in.
receptacle for the evening. And so now she thinks that DNA has magically transformed her into a 9-10, really a 10, a top 10 woman. And she's beautiful and she's fine and glorious, because we know every woman's a 10. Every woman's beautiful. No woman is fat. No woman is ugly. You men are. And we can clearly say it and see it. But every woman is beautiful and sexy and a goddess, and men want her, even if she's just a skeet receptacle for the evening. So what happened with that? What is that? What is that app? Tinder. So yes, this woman is one of the co-founders of Tinder. She had some type of scandal there, left, created Bumble, which is the dating app that allows women to choose the men, which we already know. It's
stupid.
It's such a stupid premise, because women already do that on the apps. Women are choosing the top 10% of men. It went down to 5, and a study from Tinder actually shows women are swiping right on 1% of men and leaving the rest of the men, average men, even 1%. Above average men who are on their level. Even men, say the woman is a 4-5, the guy can be above her in looks and everything else, but because she was a DNA receptacle for Chad and Tyrone and Thug Roan, then she thinks she's special and she's above the average man. But guys, this was 9 months ago. Let's fast forward to 3 months ago. Then we'll fast forward to 4 days ago. Then we'll fast forward to 1 day ago.
Nice.
Because this is a tale of indestructible love, as she called it.
Whitney Wolford, co-founder.
You know what? I don't cover Melanie a lot because she covers a lot of the same videos I cover. But I guess my audience and Melanie's audience is a big merge in audience. We have very similar audience. I just try not to cover her too often just because she covers a lot of the same stories I do. So,
Founder of Bumble, was once known as the queen bee of dating apps.
Women can make the first move. Women are equal.
No, they don't.
And that's why we set out to do that in dating and then friendship. And here we are at business and networking.
But now, just 6 years later, Wolf Herd will be stepping down as the dating app company's CEO and sliding into a new role while Bumble's growing pains as a public company continue. Formerly the youngest self-made female billionaire ever, the firm
she's a billionaire? What? Tinder and Bumble made her a billionaire? Holy.
announced on November 6th that Wolf Herd will exit her current post as chief executive and become Bumble's executive chairwoman on January 2nd. The move follows an extended slide for Bumble stock since the company's initial public offering in February 2021. At that time, the dating app held a nearly $9 billion valuation, but at Friday's market close, Bumble's $13.67 share price was 83% below its all-time high of $78.89, achieved in its first week of trading. The 34-year-old Wolf Herd saw her own fortune tumble as Bumble shares cratered, losing her billionaire status.
Oh.
Bumble stock slid 9% to about $12.40 in early Monday trading following the news of the CEO transition, trading well below its all-time low closing price of $12.90 set last week. Previously a co-founder of Tinder, Wolf Herd founded the female-oriented Bumble in 2014, shortly after suing Tinder for sexual harassment. But as Bumble's market capital...
Of course, sexual harassment. My God. Oh my God. It's just...
capitalization slipped to below $2 billion. Wolf Herd's fortune took a similar tumble, tanking from a peak of about $1.5 billion in early 2021 to $510 million as of this May. Bumble, which was part of 2021's record-setting year of IPOs, has experienced similar stock declines to other companies that went public during the boom period. Stepping in as CEO will be Lydianne Jones, who currently serves in the same capacity at workplace messaging service Slack.
So, as she was saying 9 months ago, it was indestructible and blah, blah, blah. And this female-driven dating app, which they all are because women have the choice when it comes to sex. That the demand will continue to grow as the stock price was falling. This was the copium she was trying to sell to the public, which all CEOs do, because this is a sweeter story, because we know dating apps has destroyed dating and relationships. We know that Western women have used it as a way to be modern day prostitutes, to whore themselves out to the highest bidder, to the best looking man, and they ignore all other men while they complain that the top Chads, Tyrones, and Thugrones that dog them out aren't...
That's a new one, Thugrones. Oh, geez.
Aren't serious, won't commit, do this, that, and the other. They complain about those guys, and then they say all men are this way, all men act this way, when it's actually all women that are engaging with those men. So when men say all women are 304s, all women are for the streets, all women are this way and that way, they're not wives and not worthy of being mothers, that men don't see them as anything valuable, why they're becoming passport bros. We also know that women are more liberal in a sharp, have become markedly more liberal. It's insane.
It's not just liberal. They're pushing towards communism. And that's, you guys know me and communism. We do not get along.
I did a video about it, and we're seeing this in all Western countries where women are all about feelings and being woke and PC culture, while men are more conservative and are steering more conservative, have stayed more conservative. Men have stayed the same. Women have gone woke and left, and
I'm going to disagree with her, because when I was younger, I was very liberal. I think a lot of us men were quite liberal when we were younger. And then as we got older, we saw the world as it is and became more conservative. I wouldn't call majority of us conservative, but our values definitely lean towards conservatism.
at the same time, because of the sexual liberation, because of feminism, and because of these destructive things that have destroyed women, have destroyed families, that women have gravitated towards, all in the name of their freedom and breaking away from the rules and restrictions and the oppressive nature of the patriarchy. As women have gone that way, they're more miserable, they're more sad, they're more used up, they're more depressed, they're on
Body cup going up, or body count going up, value going down.
Antidepressants. They're on every type of drug to feel better. They're always having to reinvent themselves, find themselves, speak their truth, live in their truth. They're doing hot girl summers. They're having a permanent hoe phase in life, which, just so you know, you're either a hoe or you're not. You don't have a phase of being a hoe. Like I don't know when women get that. But let's fast forward to 4 days ago. Yes, 4 days.
Shares of Bumble plunged as much as 11% to an all-time low Wednesday morning after the dating app gave a downbeat quarterly revenue forecast late Tuesday. It also said it would cut 30% of its workforce as new CEO Lidiane Jones moves to steer Bumble through sluggish user spending in an industry she said, quote, hasn't seen true innovation in several years. In an attempt to fix that, Bumble announced plans to relaunch its eponymous app and refresh the Premium Plus subscription offering. This comes weeks after Tinder owner Match Group also revealed it was updating its apps to appeal to Gen Z users and women after projecting January to March revenue below estimates. Analysts said these apps were in need of a makeover, but warned revenue growth this year could be slower than Bumble.
Yeah, because men aren't spending money on these shits anymore. Yeah, men are learning that you guys are just trapping men in this fucking racket of money.
Expects, as product improvements may take time to gain traction among users. At least 8 brokerages cut their price targets on the stock following the quarterly results.
And we know actually a lot of it is falling and failing because Gen Z, the younger generations, women are disenfranchised because they can't get their top chats. They feel disappointed going, riding, from man to man and just being disappointed that he's not their dream guy, because we know women have these delusional, obscene standards in what they want from a man. And we know it's because they lean more liberal and they tell them that anything you feel is correct, anything you want is correct. There's no correction, there's no stop gate for women. Whatever a woman feels, whatever she thinks, that is right, that is positive. And if a man says anything against it, well, it's misogyny and he's, part of the patriarchy, and he's all these other things. So what's happening in mass? Well, the chads are just running through these women and they're not really valuing them. The women aren't really getting those things that inherently they want and they desire as a woman. They have been going against their biology by behaving like whores, which these apps have promoted, which feminism has promoted, and it goes against who a woman truly is. Meanwhile, men have just leaving dating apps. They're not interested anymore because they don't get results. Because everything, as we know, in the Western world is catered towards women only. They only care about what women want, what women feel. Women drive demand. Women are ones that make all the purchases. Women, and they've left men behind. They forget about men. They don't care what men feel. Men have been complaining about these dating apps for years, but it's only when women complain and leave the apps, then now they're in trouble and now they need to retool it. You see how that works?
Yep.
Dating apps are failing. Oh, let's fix it so that women can get back on there and keep chasing this small percentage of men. They don't care that men aren't on there because they know they don't need a lot of men. They just need a certain type of man on there. They just need the 1% of men who women really want and clamor for, and that is more than enough for them to justify what they're doing. Meanwhile, men are becoming passport bros, are going their own way and stepping away from this obscene dating market that has no way for them to win.
And that's it, right? It's not because we're misogynists, we hate black women, we hate American women, or whatever it is. No, the dating market is skewed too greatly to women, and we cannot do anything. So might as well go to where a dating market plays a little bit more fairly towards men. And those are Asian countries, South American countries, a little bit more traditional countries. I'm not saying they're poor countries, they're just more traditional countries.
And so, but Gen Z is becoming, the men don't want it, the women don't want it. And I think this is a good thing. We need to let these apps die. We need to let these things completely tank out. Are there some good stories that can come from these things?
Of course.
Yes. But the vast majority, the what they have done to the vast majority of dating market has destroyed it.
Yeah.
Even if you have the good stories, it's not enough to make up for what they have done to destroy dating. And when women think they have a constant swipe left mentality, that whatever they do, there'll always be another option. No, they don't have to settle with a good man. They don't have to. The word settle is horrific to them. They can't. They think they have to have. They're a princess. They have to have their dreams come true, and they have to have. If they don't have Prince Charming, they'd rather be alone, and they'd rather not do it because men are dusty and broken, and they need to get on their level, and they don't want to have to date down. Meanwhile, they accept basic treatment, not even basic treatment, but low basic treatment, treated like dogs by Chad and Tyrone, just so they can get skeeted down into. They won't date now with a good man, but they'll take getting skeeted down in by Chad and Tyrone. He doesn't have to wine and dine them. He doesn't have to even talk to them. He can dog them, cheat on them, use them, put them in rotation, and they accept it happily as an opportunity to win that Chad or Tyrone. Meanwhile, the good man, they put him in the friend zone. Meanwhile, the good man, they ignore him. Meanwhile, the good man, they put him down until they hit an expiration date known as the wall, where they hit a certain age, and now those eggs are starting to pulsate, and they realize, I am old now. I don't have children. I don't have any prospects of a husband. The dream I wanted is slipping away. Let me find a beta male provider to come just give me dollars and provide my life and give me cushion while I age. And he gets my leftovers. He gets the skeet leftovers of Chad and Tyrone.
And it's not just that too. It's the quality of your children. Remember, the quality of eggs diminish greatly after 30, 35. So the chances of that child having a disease, having, Down syndrome, any other type of conditions grows greatly when the mother is at that age. This is why I don't think it was that big of a deal before, because women back in the days got married and had kids young. The only reason we have such a epidemic of, Down syndrome and spectrum kids and all of these, in my honest opinion, is the quality of eggs that have been able to propagate it lately. Marriages have become later and later in life, which makes women older and older in life when they're starting to get their first, second child, and those eggs have some defects or have some issues with them. They're not quality eggs like they would be in your 20s.
My body is filled with the DNA of all these other men that I chose before him. And now this man must accept me. And if he doesn't, well, he's a misogynist and he's a loser if he wants to go and meet women from other countries that aren't as liberal and as woke and as, and as deranged as we are. And our feminist ideals, and where we don't value men, we don't know how to be wives. We've been behaving like prostitutes our entire life, and now we're ready to settle down and be a wife. So guys, I thought this was good news. The apps are failing. Okay? The apps are failing. These are the things that we wanted to happen.
There's always going to be an app. One of them is just going to dominate every single one of them. I think it's either going to be Tinder or Bumble, or not Bumble, Hinge. Those are one of those two. But there's always going to be an app, just because you can't put the genie back into the bottle. Once a dating app has been created and is seen to make massive amounts of money like they've seen to do, it's very hard to get rid of it.
And what did we say? The destruction of the West, the destruction of the modern Western woman is happening in real time.
Yep.
And I wanted to point this out to give guys hope, because I know, and this isn't for all women. Some women may feel like, oh, you're against women. No, what did I say in this was against women? If you're one of the modern Western women, one of these woke liberal women who don't value conservative and traditional family values, well, then you're going to be left out in the cold, and you
Correct.
should feel upset about what I'm talking about. You should lash out at me, because honestly, you should lash out at yourself, but I'm sure you'll project like you do with everything else, and it's somebody else's fault. It's men's fault. It's the world's fault. It's everybody else's fault why you're in the position that you're in. But good women who are wives, women who want to raise daughters so that they can win and actually find, suitable husbands in marriage and family and continue their legacy, women women who are honorable, women who are of tradition, this is good news for you as well, because your daughter won't be whored and pimped out on these streets that these apps want them to do. That
True.
the environment encourages, that social media encourages, that the college campuses encourage. So this is good news for women of morals and honor. But if you are a 304, a bottom of the barrel DNA receptacle, this is bad news for you. So
Whew, damn, Melanie went in on this episode. Lie detector detected no lies. It's great that the dating apps are struggling. You know, we don't want them to be profitable in a sense, because when they're profitable, it means more men are paying into it. So it's all right. Men are learning. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.